Assalamu alaikum. Hello my dear students. How are you? Hope that all of you are fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. I am also fine. My dear students, welcome to the online class of Milestone College. Today, here with you, this is Mohshin Kabir, lecturer, Department of Biology, Milestone College, Uttara, Dhaka. My dear students, in your previous classes, you have learned about Hydra. You know, chapter 2 is Introduction to Animal. Is divided into 3 segments. 3 type animals are discussed in this chapter. One is Hydra, another is Grasshopper, and next one is Rohu fish. So, Hydra is already completed. So, from today, we are going to start the new segment of chapter 2. Which is Grasshopper. It is all about Grasshopper. So our today's topics are systematic position of Grasshopper, external structure of Grasshopper, and comparison between male and female Grasshopper. After completing today's class, students will be able to learn the systematic position of Grasshopper. Students also will be able to learn some important definition like scleroid, suture, hypognathous head, ocelli, tergum and sternum. Students also will be able to learn the external structure of grasshopper, and students also will be able to compare between male and female grasshopper. So my dear students, let's move to the main discussion. Today's first topic is systematic position of grasshopper. Grasshopper belong to the kingdom Animalia, and the phylum of grasshopper is Arthropoda, because grasshopper bears joint legs and the exoskeleton of grasshopper composed of the chitin. That's why it is included in phylum Arthropoda. And the class is Insecta. The body of grasshopper divided into 3 regions: head, thorax and abdomen. That's why it is included under the class Insecta. Subclass is Pterygota. Grasshopper bears wings. That's why it is included under the subclass Pterygota. And the order is Orthoptera. Grasshopper bears exactly 2 pairs of wings. That's why it is included under the order Orthoptera. And family is Acrididae, because grasshopper bears a pair of short antennae. That's why it is included in the family Acrididae. And genus is Locusta. Among many genus, one of the genus is Locusta. And species under the genus Locusta is Locusta danica. Almost 20,000 species found all over the world, and almost 20 species found in Bangladesh. So that is the classification or systematic position of grasshopper. Now, the external structure of grasshopper. Grasshopper is basically found in open grass field and vegetable gardens. It is herbivorous animals and one of the large insect, because it is 8 to 9 centimeter in length. So it is one of the large insect, and the body of grasshopper covered by a chitin-made cuticle. Now the secretion of the exoskeleton form a hard plate in every segment of body, which is called scleroid, and the coverings are the joinings of scleroid covered by a soft membrane, which is called suture. And the body, you can see here, the body is divided into 3 regions: head, thorax and abdomen. And head bears the compound eyes, a pair of antenna and mouth parts. And the thorax bears 3 pairs of legs and 2 pairs of wings. And the abdomen bears spiracles and reproductive organ. Now, the structure of head. The head of grasshopper is hypognathous because it is oriented vertically and the mouth parts are pointed down. So that's why it is called hypognathous head. And the head of grasshopper composed of 6 embryonic parts, and the exoskeleton of head is called the head capsule. You can see here some parts of the head capsule. The dorsal triangular shape is called vertex, and the lateral part is called gena, and the frontal part of the head capsule is called frons, and the rectangular shaped part located just below the frons is called clypeus. And here also present in the head of grasshopper a pair of compound eyes. Every compound eye is composed of almost 2000 visual unit. Every visual unit is known as ommatidium. Here also present a pair of short antenna and 3 simple eyes present in between the 2 compound eyes. This simple eyes known as ocelli. And the head of the grasshopper also bears the mouth parts. Here you can see maxilla, labrum, labium, mandible. All of the elements are the part of mouth parts. Next one is thorax. Thorax of grasshopper bears 3 pairs of joint legs and 2 pairs of wings. Thorax is basically divided into 3 segments: prothorax, mesothorax and metathorax. Mesothorax and metathorax bears pairs of wings, and the mesothoracic wings is known as elytra. It not help in flying, and every part of the thorax, that means prothorax, mesothorax and metathorax, bears a pair of legs, and the thorax also bears 2 pairs of spiracle also. Here you can see the structure of a leg of grasshopper. The leg of grasshopper divided into 5 parts. Those are coxa, trochanter, femur, then tibia and tarsus. These 5 parts together form the legs of grasshopper. Now the abdominal part of grasshopper. The abdomen of grasshopper is relatively narrow and elongated, and the abdomen of grasshopper is divided into 11 segments. You can see here the abdomen is divided into 11 segments, and the dorsal hard plate of the abdomen is called tergum, and the ventral hard plate or sclera is known as sternum. And the first segment of abdomen, here present a pair of membrane which is called tympanum or tympanic membrane. The auditory sac is covered by this membrane, and from first to eighth, every segment, every abdominal segment bears a pair of spiracles. And in case of male, in 9 segment here present the reproductive hole, and in case of female, together the 8th and 9th segment form the reproductive openings or reproductive hole. Now, the comparison between male and female grasshopper. You can see here the comparison between male and female grasshopper. The male grasshopper is comparatively small in size and female grasshopper is comparatively large in size. Abdomen is narrow in male grasshopper and abdomen is comparatively wide in female. Legs are relatively short and legs are relatively long in female. Male reproductive openings present in 9th abdominal segment and 8th and 9th abdominal segment together form the female reproductive organ or female reproductive openings. The sternum of 9th segment elongated to form the subgenital plate and the sternum of 9th segment elongated to form ovipositor. So, my dear students, that is our today's topics. I hope all the topics that I discussed today, all of you understood. And yet, if you have any questions regarding today's topics, please ask your respective subject teacher. My dear students, now some homework for you from today's discussion. Now, today's homework is comparison between male and female grasshopper. I hope all of you will do your homework and please submit the homework to your respective subject teacher or your respective HW group. That's all for today. Thank you for being with me. Stay home and stay safe. Allah Hafiz.